I'm just saying.
Shut your white ass up. That is the tone of our comments.
Yo, they be so OC, man. Like, it's just, y'all calm down.
My favorite thing is, like, I agree with him, but that white man need to shut up talking about rap music.
You gonna give him his props and say he's right, but then get mad because
I'm gonna
he's
get him
white.
a dashiki for the next episode.
Come on, man. Bro, Wayne has been
The Block is
very
Hot
long
came out.
time.
The Block is Hot came out.
dang long. That's a long time to be an artist, bro.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
He's been out since he was 14 or 15.
yeah, his entire life.
You've been a
Adult
rapper
life.
like your whole life.
Yeah.
Can you write that much music?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can really.
Can you write that many verses,
I mean,
bro?
he said he freestyled a lot of his
This is,
more popular stuff.
This goes into like the conversation that we were having about currency, and I'm,
I
And
mean,
they kind of came up together a little bit.
yeah.
there was a story like Currency and Wayne, like they made like 12 songs in a day or something, and it's like being somebody that can work fast. You've got to like either have stuff, if you're doing stuff from scratch and you're making 12 songs in a day or whatever, you're not putting a lot of effort in. I'm sorry, you just.
I've always been on your
There's going to
side.
be some filler.
I've always been on your side as it relates to this from a creative standpoint.
I feel like you can come up with a lot of really cool ideas that you can then shape and mold. But like finish,
I've never been impressed, in my personal opinion, just as a creative. I've never been impressed when people say, yeah, man, fam recorded this album in a week, or, fam made 60 songs in 3 days. Okay.
So?
Like, all right.
How many
like,
of them are actually good?
Yeah, like what are we talking about here? Like,
it's just a dumb metric in my opinion. Like it's like
Sometimes when it comes
right.
into a week, though, because I'm actually one of those people in school, I would wait to the last minute to write papers, and I would get better grades on my paper than somebody that spent a whole month writing it.
Because he was desperate.
No, it wasn't because I was desperate.
He's definitely
I worked better
Under pressure? Okay, I can
It's
see
something
that.
about that dopamine releasing that made me put out a good product, and maybe it's the same way with some people with music.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure, Mike, you've been there too. But like, I've been in situations, even when I'm writing albums and stuff like that, where sure, it may take me 6 months to do something, but I did a lot of it within like a very short period
Right,
of time.
the actual execution part of it.
But there's still something to be said about like, yeah, you can get the idea out, but like to finish like a really full blown idea, like, and all the things that go into it, and to do like 12 of them in a day, like, I don't know.
But see that, there's difference. The approach is always different because so you got one extreme where we're talking about the people that's just cranking out what you and I would deem probably ideas, a lot of dope ideas, dope
They're
concepts,
ideas.
right?
Yeah.
So they're ideas and concepts. Then you have people that take the older, like, I don't want to use Dre because Dre just drags it all the way out, but he's one of those people that's like, no, we have to go back, take the ideas and turn them into dope records, right? And that takes time to turn those into dope records.
Jim Jones talked about how, there's basically a Dipset album somewhere on a hard drive in Dr. Dre's studio.
Right.
Dr. J got a lot of people's albums.
I'm sure he does.
And he, Jim Jones was like, this is the first dude that literally would tell me to do something 30 times in a row.
But dog,
until I got it right.
it's the stories about Hov recording the Blueprint. That's like lightning in a bottle to me, because how fast he recorded those records when you watch Fade to Black, to see how cold that album is. That's not normal. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's an anomaly.
But everybody
to me. That's not normal.
A lot of people think they're Jay-Z, and they're like, I'm gonna use that same method. I was like, you are not that.
Like,
Jay don't write, so I'm not gonna write.
Overwhelming Slice brought up, what about 3K making Love Below in 3 weeks?
That's amazing to me. If that's
like
the
how
case.
you said that. Now, see, that's.
But it depends.
Yeah.
It depends. Was that from scratch? Like, did he already have the ideas already kind of?
He probably had an idea
Framework of
or
some
an
ideas.
outline, so to speak, and then just executed it.
That's what I'm thinking too, because there's one thing to like conceptualize something and know what you're going to do, and then you attack it.
Rather than just waking up in the morning like, hey, let's write this album real quick.
Yeah, me and Lone can go into the studio with 12 shells.
For sure. And we have.
And finish them. If that's the case.
Yeah.
But we went into it with 12 shells.
Yeah, we've done this before, literally.
Versus he and I sitting down and actually coming up with stuff from scratch. It's just going to take longer, and it's just a process, right?
Yeah.
Or because we've done stuff in 10, 15 minutes.
I mean, we released a song that we made live at 2 songs that we made live.
Section leaders.
Like live performing
on the spot.
Yeah,
Just put them out.
You know, but it wasn't just done. Like there was still stuff. And
You
granted,
already have a
there's-
pocket that you're vibing in that
For
you've
sure.
That's
built
true.
on for
That's
a
true.
while.
and there weren't any words.
True.
That's the other part. But
True.
I
Well,
think
some of Wayne's early songs weren't the most lyrical.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
I mean, he's the one that came up with wobbly wobbly job
Like it's hot.
I mean,
yeah.
it worked.
It's sure
bling
work.
bling.
Bling
That's
bling.
another
That's
thing he
Cash
came
Money.
up with.
Yep.
So a lot of it was quicker. I wouldn't say any
Catchy.
kind of
I think
intricate.
catchy.
Yeah, definitely catchy. So I mean, I can give him some P's, but a lot of his early stuff definitely wasn't Carter era or mixtape Wayne. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
agree.
it's a little different.
this goes kind of back into like I said a couple weeks ago with my comparison from Curren$y and Lil B.
Mhm.
That we talked about, and Terry, you were out that week, but it was like this is not the first time that I've mentioned this on this show, and I feel like a lot of it was missed in the comment section just because of how silly it sounds to compare the two, which I can agree with, right? But when I hear Curren$y a lot of times, and I hear a lot of newer art, this is a lot of. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper here. I feel like sometimes the artists that the issue that people have with mumble rappers, quote unquote, is that it feels like they're not even trying when they're making stuff more than anything. A lot from a creative standpoint.
Right.
When I hear certain artists, and I've been in these places, I've worked with people, I've done albums, you know, I've been in these situations. I can tell one takes. I can tell when somebody doesn't seem like they're trying, or just like that'll work. And I hear that sometimes, and I know that other people don't hear what I'm hearing. But it's an interesting place that we've gotten to where like it's just accepted because of certain fan bases just ride with it.
You know, some people
Look,
will.
I think sometimes Freddie Gibbs is sloppy with his delivery, but it works.
Yeah.
I hear stuff that he says and like, man, he could have done that. I would have been Dre being like, nah, record that again.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I know some people understand where I'm coming from, but at the same time, like, he doesn't really need to because he's still doing what he does and it sounds good and all this other stuff. But like, I'd be like, you kind of messed up these syllables over here. You could clean this up, right?
But you're also saying that from a standpoint of knowing that he's actually dope and that he can, like, he can do better than that.
I would want,
right?
yeah, exactly. I would let,
because you know he's nice. You can do better than
you
that.
can take this from like from an A to an A plus.
Exactly.
Type thing, you know?
Exactly.
You know what the biggest, like, hey, somebody should have said you should have recorded that over again on Warren G's first album, which I loved at the time, and still I revisited recently. I was like, man,
What was that? What was
it was Regulate the G-Funk era.
G-Funk era? That's it.
And there's a rhyme where he goes, "What's next? What's next? What's NXET?"
Yeah.
I'm like, nobody heard him misspell that.
He misspelled. He had to misspell it on purpose for it to even rhyme.
I know, but it's just like,
What's the engineer look like?
somebody,
in that whole point?
nobody said, okay, this, because I
Can't read.
guarantee you, if Dre was
NXET.
supervising that, they'd have figured it
There's
out.
no way,
I'm like, we'll just roll with it. It'll work.
bruh.
And
Good call, Jay Moore. I
No,
forgot
because
about
what's
that.
next? What's next? What's NEXT? Wouldn't have been that hard to fix.
Wouldn't have
It's
been that
not.
hard.
Go ahead, Lone. I'm sorry.
Nobody wanted to say anything though.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of this has to do with my personality type, and you guys know I'm super tedious, so
Yeah.
I hear this stuff and it drives me
Shout out
nuts.
to Warren G though, man. I'm not trying to bag on Warren G because I actually really appreciate
that's
him as
funny.
an artist and producer.
Yeah.
No, that's funny. I don't care what.
And
Yeah,
that-
I'm sorry.
and
Yeah,
that's-
that's
I
funny.
wouldn't have, me personally, I wouldn't have wanted to keep it because I'm like, man, I messed that bar up. We need to.
That's like getting a tattoo spelled wrong on your
Yeah.
body. Like it's gonna be out there
I
forever.
don't. But if I had homies,
No regrets.
if I had homies in the
No
studio,
rag rats.
if I had homies in the studio, you know, everybody got to have 2 or 3 people that don't really need to be in there.
They probably
Like,
thought he spelt it right.
they looked at him when he came out the booth and was like, "Yeah, that's it right there."
That's the one.
Those are not your real
not your friends.
friends.
That's the
Those
one
are
right
not
there,
your
Jay.
Those are
friends.
not your real friends. You killed that. Come on,
No,
man.
he didn't.
Just like
If that was me in the studio with y'all, soon as the door opens, Terry would have been like, "I know you ain't going
I'd
there."
have said it before you even came out.
Look, just like we had a discussion maybe about 250 episodes ago about like really wild homoerotic like lines on.
Oh yeah, I remember that
songs.
conversation. Yeah.
And it's like nobody said maybe you know.
Well, them people was in there trying to get a check too, so
Trying to get a check.
trying to ride some coattails. They wasn't about to tell
like, you
Big he
didn't-
was wrong.
You really didn't hear you say
The
what
engineer,
you wanted to do to another man.
the engineer was
They
like,
ain't gonna say it.
"Okay, that's a good take. We'll go to the next one."
Yeah.
Look right past it.
Currency actually just dropped the album with Jermaine Dupri. It ain't that bad.
I want to check it out. Somebody in the comments.
Because it sounds different.
Somebody in the comments told me to check it out.
I like that Larry June record.
I want to check back with you once you hear it. I think you're gonna like it.
Yeah,
I think you're gonna like it. I do.
I'd like against popular belief. I don't hate Currency. You know,
I don't either.
No. What I'm looking at with
Look,
you
what
is
you
more,
guys said last week didn't really get a lot of flack, even though I thought it was going to. The Larry June.
Oh, the Larry June, yeah. I was
get a
dead
lot of
serious.
flack, man.
No, a lot of people were like,
Dead serious.
Yeah,
It was a good lazy project.
Yep. But that's at the same time, like I feel like that is just as quote unquote blasphemous is what I said.
Well,
I'm just saying.
It may be a reason they.
I'm just saying.
There may be a reason they got a little bit madder at.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
Shut your white ass up. That is the tone of our comments.
Yo, they be so OC, man. Like it's just y'all calm down.
My favorite thing is like I agree with him, but that white man need to shut up talking about rap music.
You gonna give him his props and say he's right, but then get mad because
I'm gonna
he's
get him
white.
a dashiki for the next episode.
Come on, man.
I've been wearing.
What do y'all want him in a kufi before
I've been
you?
wearing hats? So
Yeah,
maybe
we gonna get you a dashiki.
Yeah, like
and
what
a
we gotta.
kufi.
If we put you in a kufi, it might be the end of the podcast.
Bro, like, what do they want him to wear? Because, like, I see so many people saying, yeah, he do got a good point, but I need him to
I don't want to hear that from the white man.
I don't want him to say
Then
it.
I want you to talk like the little boy on I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Wow.
The freedom of the black man for his own political career. Free brother.
We're gonna have to show that to you if you haven't seen it already.
Yeah, we'll get you right on
We'll
that.
fire that. Yeah,
You got to have Lone dressed like
I'm friends.
Dr. Umar before they really want to rock with him, and he's saying all these bars and good content.
It won't matter. That actually would not help the situation at all.
You're dressing like Dr. Umar.
That would make it
so
worse.
much
It would make it worse.
Now,
It would
the levels of culture vulturism.
What do we have to do, y'all? Put it in the comments. Do we got to get him a cross colors jacket? Like what? What is it gonna take
You
for
can
us?
find a cross color jacket.
They're gonna say you just need to get him up off there.
That's what they gonna say. You need
Sorry,
to,
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Put him in an X hat, like in the 90s.
get him a
X
medallion.
joints. Yeah, get him a medallion. Have him dressed like Chuck D or something for y'all to.
No, that's not.
Come
gonna
on,
work.
man.
No.